Welcome to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
Hey there, this is Pam Perry with Clayton Cortez. How are you, sir?
I am blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
Good. So we're going to talk today a little bit about how to get in media. Clayton has worked with a lot of journalists over the years. He's worked with a very prominent journalist in the Detroit area, Bankalay Thompson. And then also he's worked with the Detroit chapter of NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists. And he's a filmmaker, he's a producer, multimedia journalist, and MMJs, as they call them. And one of the things we're going to talk about is like, how does the media really work well? Like if someone's just starting out, how do they get press? And so we're kind of talking a little bit about how he's gotten press for his new project as well, Senior Tech Class, and how that happens. But before we get into that, I want you to know a little bit about Clayton and his background in terms of film is everything, video is everything. It's like, oh my goodness, we can't. The era of TikTok and Reels and Instagram has made everybody feel like they're a film producer, and they've got to create scripts and do videos. So give us a little bit of your background on how you got started and where it's led to now.
For sure. Well, most definitely education. That is one of the most prominent areas that helped me out as a journalist and a filmmaker and a producer. My undergrad is at Siena Heights University with a bachelor's in communications and journalism. And my master's, I went off to Chicago Film School, Columbia College Chicago, and obtained a master's degree in TV film production. We did a year in Chicago, and then the last year we did in LA. So a lot of my knowledge and information really is from education, training, and then, like you stated, just being around prominent journalists and PR people. And I'm always learning. So I'm really just always a student, just willing to learn. And thank you as well for educating me and giving me the knowledge and giving me information, insight. So I'm really just a sponge, just soaking in all this great information. So I'm gonna always be a student because it's always something to always learn.
So where did the interest though? I mean, you can learn about anything. So where was the interest in, I guess you would say, in film and video and communications, I guess, overall?
Well, you know what? Starting off as a child, I've always been creative. My father, he worked in media. He managed the Fox Theater back in the days, and I grew up under his tutelage, and I fell in love with media and stage production. And I always make this joke where kids were outside playing, I was backstage running around on stage, and I just fell in love with it until I grew up in production. And I would say my father was one of the main key factors because he taught me about production. And as a kid, I was working backstage with him, seeing how he interacted with celebrities and how he managed production and managed the backstage. And I said, you know what? This is an area what I love and I want to be in. And ever since then, I've just been taking classes and going to conferences and just learning. But I got bit with the bug at a young age. So for sure.
So for those people who are outside of Detroit, talk a little bit about the Fox Theater and what that is. It's like Detroit's Apollo Theater, I guess you would say.
Yeah, so the Fox Theater is one of the major theaters in Detroit, Michigan. Many celebrities, many major plays and Broadway plays happen in the Fox Theater. So it's a major theater downtown Detroit. And at that time, my dad was running the backstage, and I was a little kid just running behind, just soaking all it in, not realizing this is an area that I once loved. And then I went to high school with a teacher, Mr. Chico. He was a former news reporter, and he taught multimedia, and I stayed in his class, and he taught me how to develop scripts and write, and ever since then, I've just been from high school to college. I've just been focusing on media and writings and stuff. So when I say I've done this all my life, that's the true statement. I've done this all my life.
That is true. So what high school?
What was Rumlin's High School? I think Mr. Chico now he works at DSA, but shout out to
Yes.
Mr. Chico. And he found, helped me craft my editing skills and writing and learning about green screen. And then I went off to college and I did some stuff at Oakland University, worked at OUTV, worked on WNEM. I had an internship, and I just been just working and studying craft. I think it's the Bible speaks about studying your craft, and that's what I do. Try to study my craft. So,
That is that is one of the things. I was just interviewing today. Her name is Kelsey Russell. And Kelsey
mhm.
is she's on the cover of Speakers Magazine, but
Shout
Kelsey
out,
is a
Kelsey.
TikToker. She's a
Okay.
TikToker, 100,000 plus strong. And basically, one of the things she didn't study per se in school, traditional school, video and that kind of thing. But she said really since about 8 years old or so, she's been making videos, iMovie and all that kind of stuff. And she basically at this point 4 years in, really since TikTok 2020 and up to now, she's really amassed like it as a brand influencer, but she's realized how much is involved now over, I guess basically now she's been in it like doing 20 years, right? From 8 to 28 to roughly. She see that everybody is really a consumer of video, but also they expect video to be better. So my first videos that I created a long time ago on YouTube, they were so crunchy and bad, but it was forgiving because at that point there weren't a lot of people doing it. But now, Clayton, do you see that people are more savvy because of apps or because they're used to watching more video? What do you attribute a lot of? I mean, I see some folks that have out and out almost shows on Instagram, or comedians that are creating their own skits. I mean, so what do you
I think, you know what? I think the internet and technology is actually giving people an opportunity to showcase their creative skills, giving them a platform. If you want to do cooking shows or skits or comedy, I was just talking to some young guys and they were saying they do gaming and they showcase their gaming and do gaming blogging. So I think I'm actually fascinated that the technology and these apps are giving people an opportunity and real quick, like Hulu and Amazon and Tubi, they're giving filmmakers and into people, people a platform to showcase their talent. So I'm absolutely excited that we now have an opportunity to showcase our platform, showcase our skills and talents, and we can do it right now, with little money and just pretty much make it. You have a cell phone and upload it, and you got content. So I think it's giving people the opportunity to create content.
that is true? So tell me a little bit about working with the NABJ. So you've been working with NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists. I think the over the years, how many presidents have you worked with over the years?
Oh my goodness, I can't count. But I do want to give a quick shout out to TV, Greg Dunmore, and Joe Boykins, because of them, I used to be their webmaster, help with marketing and building their websites and doing photography and things of that sort. And Joel Boykins, who was a former videographer for Channel 4, she introduced me to NABJ. She says, Clayton, you're up and coming journalist, you're learning about journalism, you need to be surrounded by prominent people. So she introduced me to NABJ. And once I found out that, hey, it's people just like me, colored, saying that's out here doing great things, I fell in love with it. And I've been with the chapter I was probably say close to about 7 to 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I helped design their website. I ended up meeting Vicky Thomas, and oh my gosh, she was an amazing influence of just with everything that I've done. And she's just been an amazing person. And I had an opportunity to design their website. I was their webmaster probably for like 3 or 4 years before I went off to college. And I sat on the board. It was me and Monet. Shout out to Monet Ford. And we both were a part of the digital media committee, and we designed their website, went out there and shot and took pictures. And it really taught me all about professionalism, how to be on the board, how to do minutes, and just be around some amazing people. So NABJ has been an amazing influence in my life and in my career. And I've worked with on a national level, won scholarships, worked with conventions, and the list goes on. Like I won um, scholarships over $2,500. I've been a part of. I like the list goes on, but NABJ really shaped my career. I was with NBC. I did a workshop, or not a workshop, but like a apprenticeship with them. And I
Uh-huh.
had NABJ is my life, like seriously. So anybody that's really interested in becoming a journalist, you need to be with the National Association of Black Journalists. They're going to help you out, and I give so much kudos to NABJ. So shout out to NABJ and thank you for helping me out as an up and coming multimedia journalist, producer, and filmmaker. Thank you.
And I will say this too, if you notice that Clayton's voice is a little scratchy, he does have a cold. So it's like, well, how is he doing all this? Well, he has a cold. So he's just, it's a trooper because he scheduled this interview. But even though his voice is a little raspy, I appreciate you. We're showing
Hey,
you
that's
work.
that's my very white voice. No, I'm joking. You know what? No matter what, if you're sick or not, you just got to push through, and that's just about life. You know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So, yes, I'm a little bit under the weather, but as a person who believes in perseverance and just not letting nothing stop and just working hard, just push through it, and this
I
will
love
overcome.
this website here. The front of it here is basically the city of Detroit, our skyline here, and you can see NABJ says meet our team, the home about Detroit NABJ in the 40th anniversary, the membership, people want to join the gallery, the blog, and then also the contact. But they're the 40th anniversary of NABJ a couple of years ago was at the Motor City Casino. Chuck Stokes was honored or roasted by four of his friends and colleagues. That was a hilarious event. Then this one here, NABJ, just some of the people I see, when I go down here, I see that it was Ken Coleman here, and I see our Lieutenant Governor Garland here. Again, that was Rose. You see Greg Dunmore there,
Mhm.
and Vicky and Ken Coleman and Felicia Henderson, which was and also Angela miss him still dearly to this day. Angela Henderson, they were married. He's a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, but the work that the Black journalists do are very, very important. There's Luther Keith. It's kind of like one of the Darren as well, Darren Nichols. But one of the things that Black journalists that we come together, we do partner together. A lot of these people are my friends as well. I see April there down there as part of the team, and I see Kim down there. Vicky, definitely for sure. But the whole thing of it is that journalists really are they do it with a heart to serve. They want to be truth tellers, right? So they're the truth tellers. So you've got Vincent, you've got Micah, April, Orlando, Alicia Nails, Vicky, Georgette, who's been on the board for a long time as parliamentarian. You're saying that how you learned how to take notes and that kind of thing. Georgette is like going to make sure that those rules are done.
Right.
Alicia Henderson, she's definitely been on the board for a long time, but all of this is really, really good of putting it together so that they have a digital footprint. And then you have probably a whole gallery here of the 40th anniversary, which Ed Gordon, who I went to high school with, went to CAS. He was the master of ceremony for that event as well. So that was one of the main things. So in terms of you're still putting this together, I just got a little bit of hear a little bit. Okay. I hear a little bit of background noise, so just kind of mute you for a second till you kind of get it together. uh, but you can see the feature of Pulse Beat TV and then also Detroit and WXY News, the Detroit Free Press. All of these things are part of our community. And one of the things too that I was just showing them earlier was a particular book that I had as well. It was called Getting the Word Out, which was NNPA, which Michigan Chronicle is part of, the National Newspaper Publishers Association. Very similar to NABJ, but these are print journalists that are newspaper publishers. And it's important that we chronicle our history, no pun intended, Michigan Chronicle, but also too to celebrate the other Black publishers as well. And that's one of the reasons why we do the Get Out There, Get Known. People who want to get out there and speak, people who want to get on stages, people who want to get media places. It's like one of the things that I tell people is that start with your community. Start with, if you're African American community, if you're African American, obviously, and then reach out to them and become friends with them and support their organizations. I think one of the things you have on your website here that you do for NABJ is share the screen, is that there is a donate button. So even if you're not there, it says donate. So even if you're not even in the media per se, you could still donate to NABJ to make sure that they continue their work. You want to make sure that they continue their work. So there's a donate button up at the top there. I think they can do PayPal. So you want to make sure that you're doing things like that. So that's really, really good that you put that up there. Again, it's like you don't necessarily have to be in journalism in order to support Black journalists. And that's really, really important as well. So yeah, so that will be good. But I wanted to make sure, I hear a little bit of background noise, but I want to make sure that you talk about your new project as well. Senior class tech.
Yeah. Senior tech class. So,
okay. Senior
tech class. Yeah, no worries. The project is senior tech class, and the idea behind it is to equip seniors with learning how to use technology and helping them navigate with technology, how to text, how to send emails, how to get on Zoom. And it's fascinating because so many seniors they don't know how to do or get on Zoom, and it's an honor to be able to be that voice and that guide to help them navigate through today's world of digital technology. So we're helping, and I always say no senior is left behind. So therefore, no senior should not know how to use technology. It's a totally free class. It's every Saturday. And shout out to my church, Christian Family Ministries, my pastor, Michael Winter. I told him about the idea, and he got behind me. So it's every Saturday, 12 o'clock at Christian Family Ministry, and it's a free class. I'm teaching seniors how to get on technology. So come on down.
So this is, you were actually featured on a Fox 2 News. It's running. It says Detroit multimedia producer and journalist teaching seniors the do's and don'ts of smart technology. So I always tell people, I says one thing to kind of say what it is that we do, but then it's also good to have the media tell your story. And this right here is, I don't know if we could hear that or not.
There's some help. Christian Family Ministries in Detroit hosting a special
There you
senior
are.
tech class.
So there you are, basically on Fox 2, really telling your story, what you just told me, which I'm telling the story on Fox 2. So telling your story on the news is really important. Telling as a multimedia producer, MMJ, telling that. How did you get on Fox 2? Because that just really elevates. This is only about a month ago, I believe it was, about a month ago, where you were on Clayton's. And it, we always say it's your 5 minutes of fame. So how did that go about happening?
You know what? I have a little background in multimedia and journalism and PR. So I just put all my nuggets together. I started sending out emails, sending out press releases, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing something great. I'm doing something good. I need to get the coverage out there. People need to hear about this. And I just started grabbing emails and sending out emails. I said, somebody's going to hear about this and somebody's going to pick up. And I did a prayer that night. I said, God, allow someone, to learn about technology and allow someone to pick it up. And then truly enough, that night that I prayed, they said, God answer prayers. Young lady, a producer from Channel 2, she says, oh my gosh, this is an amazing event or project that you're doing. Please come to Fox 2. And I was just like, I woke up that day and just said, thank you, God, for answering my prayers. But most definitely, I did do a press release and I sent it out there to several, like over 100 different companies and PR agencies and firms and channels and networks. And channel two was the ones. That's why I always say you may get 100 no's, but you get that one yes. And that is an example of this. I sent out the PR press kit to like over 100 different people, and probably over more than 100. And one person said yes. So it is an old saying that many people would say yes, but one person may say, many people may say no, but one person may say yes. That's pretty much what happened. That's the truth.
And then it gives the B-roll. So where did the B-roll come from? Or what is tell people what B-roll means, first of all.
Yeah, so back it up. I've been doing senior technology for over 3 or 4 years, teaching technology in churches and programs and at different locations. So I've been doing senior technology for a while. So I've always just been a fan of capturing all my all everything that I do. I capture it and I keep I build a website and things of that sort. So the B-roll is pretty much just taking pictures and videos of everything that you're doing. So you can have a project or have something tangible.
But for those that aren't in the what I'm trying to say, what does B-roll stand for?
I don't know
background.
Background noise or background video.
Background video. Yeah, just a B-roll.
Okay, for sure.
So when they say, "Oh, give me some B-roll," it's like, "Give me the background video." So that's like when people are always saying that, and you have really good B-roll, which helps when you're pitching television to have that already. And so if you can, obviously the steps are to have the media connections. One is to have the right love language, I guess you would say, for the media. Press releases is one, having the right pitch, having a hook and an angle, but also making sure that you have a visual for them as well. And meaning that you give them B-roll, something that they can just use. They don't have to do the research. They don't have to dig it up, but you give it to them and they actually have it. You can use the B-roll. They can take it from your YouTube channel. They can take it from your website, but please have some available. And then the other thing is just to make sure that when you are on, you were on for like 3 or 4 minutes, that you learn how to talk in sound bites. And because you only get 3 minutes versus like this is going to be like 20, 30 minutes on the podcast. So you don't have as long to talk on television because they're going to just ask a question and it's got to be short and it's got to be like concise.
Yeah. And then one thing about B-roll too, and just capturing content, it helps tell the story because we're visual. So a lot of times, if I'm always getting some type of B-roll or some type of visual, if it's either photography or still pictures or video, it helps tell the story. So if we want to do a voiceover, or if I want to design a website, I have enough of pictures. Or if I want to do a commercial, I have enough of video. If I want to do a promo or trailer, I have the video. So it's always good to capture the content, especially if you're doing something, if you're an artist or a producer. Let's get some content. Let's see some like you say, the B-roll or videos and pictures. So it's just came second nature. Like, hey, I need to capture this. Like, even if it was someone singing or dancing, it was like I'm always putting out my phone and capturing something because you never know, you might be able to use it later on.
That is so true. That is like the main thing because you want to make sure that you are always capturing that kind of B-roll. So I'm going to play a little commercial and then we're going to come back and talk about how people can get in touch with you. But media coverage is really like the main thing that people need. So we'll talk about how to get more of that when we come back.
Are you ready to get noticed? Pam Perry PR's quick media coverage service is here to put you in the spotlight. Just tell us your story, and we'll tell the world. Our team of journalists will craft compelling stories about you, featuring captivating photos and links to your website and social media. Choose 1, 2, or 3 stories and see yourself on high-traffic news sites. Be seen, be in the news. With quick media coverage, your unique and newsworthy story gets the attention it deserves. Visit PamPerryPR.com. That's PamPerryPR.com and get started today.
All right. And have you had some stories? Have you had some?
That is hot. I have to commend you. I know you got your show going on, but I got to give you a shout out and give you praise because you're doing an amazing job. I know you have a wonderful show and you got plans for the conversation, but sometimes it's good to give flowers while, you know what I'm saying, while we can smell them. And I wish I had a rose to give you, but thank you for just doing what you're doing and staying at it and staying faithful with it. And you're doing an amazing job. And thank you for giving people a platform and opportunity. I'm just a small guy, just with a big vision. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Pam called. Yes, 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 yes. But you have over 30 years of experience. You're a guru and you're amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want you to know that I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. This has touched me. Everybody that's watching, make sure y'all check out Pam Perry. Y'all subscribe to her videos. And she has an amazing website. You are, I wish I could cuss, but you are no, but you are amazing, and you're always beautiful, just upbeat spirit. I've worked in journalism, worked in media, and you'll find some people that's not as nice. They're nice on TV, but when you get around them, they're not nice. But you're one of those people that you're nice on camera and nice in person, and just have a sweet heart. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. But back to you. My apologies.
Yeah, I am a big proponent of like you should be the same on the air as you are off the air, same online as you are offline. Don't be schizophrenic, be the same. It's so much easier to have a good life when you're that way, you know. So that is so, but we have so many people in common, Vicky being one, and Vincent and Georgette. I mean, I've known them, Felicia, Greg, I've known them for over, you know, the start of your career. So all the people that you're meeting in your career, if you could still call them friends towards the end, is really, really a good thing, because you've been in it for a long time and they know you. They respect you. We respect each other. They call on each other. Chuck Stokes, you know, he's been there like forever. Trudy, his wife, Trudy Gallant, all of them, you know, we kind of grew up in the industry together. But those are the media friends that we have, and a lot of them move on. Like Ed Gordon started here, but he moved on. And just even too, I don't know if you know Greg Russell. Cliff Russell was his brother. Greg is still on TV, and so it's good to see people in the media that are still connected and they're still down with the cause. And then this is why we're down with the cause on this, for real, for real. So have you been in? You went in the Detroit news, so you've had some stories done. So tell us a little bit about that as well, because that wasn't really broadcast, but you were on in the Detroit news. So
Yeah, a great friend of mine, Lay Thompson. I've worked
yeah,
with him for several years. Designed his website. So a little background about me. I'm a jack of all trades. I can do what you need done. You need websites, graphics, photography. I was just one of those kids like coming into media. Like, what do you need done? But overall, so Lay, I was with NABJ, and Lay saw that I was working on NABJ's website, and he pulled me like, "Hey, I need work from you." So I've built a relationship with him, and after Fox Two, it's like fire. Once Fox Two broadcast the tech project, the senior tech class, making like, "Hey, we need to get some coverage from you." I'm like, "Okay, what you need? What's up?" So he reached out to me. He talked to several of the seniors in the class, the senior tech class, and he did an amazing piece about the senior tech class. They talked about how the class is helping them out. And one thing that I try to do is just try to help people. And if it's a writer, it's media, it's just to find a way to give back. But overall, basically, he reached out and said, "Hey, I see that you're doing something great for the community.
good.
Please share with our platform." And it's been an honor. So thank you, Bankalay, for giving me an opportunity to just showcase what I love to do. And that's just really to be a servant, to help.
Yes, and Bankalay used to be with the Michigan Chronicle at one point. I think he was executive editor, but because it has a paywall, the Detroit News, I can't show the article. So if I go to it, it's like you got to pay, and so I usually get it online that day. But anyway, but you can see from the thing that Thompson wrote an article, "Effort to Educate Detroit Seniors on Technology," that gives the lead Clayton Cortez, a local Detroit journalist and multimedia tech producer, has long had a commitment to give back to this community. So again, part of that gives you that credibility when people Google you, right? So when they're going to Google you, they're going to say, "Okay, I saw you on Fox, I saw you on the Detroit News." That's how people get out there, get known. I mean, you could go along and just say it one-to-one to everybody, but then you could do one-to-many by going in the Detroit News, which has thousands and thousands of subscribers, and on Fox 2 News. So that's the power of the media. It really does make a difference when you're trying to tell a story that can help other people. And so seniors, they're little, sometimes they can't get on Zoom or figure out their phone, or making sure that they're not attacked, or not, I don't want to say the word attacked, but taken advantage of by online scams. those are the things we want to make sure that don't happen to us. So
And speaking of that, this Saturday is our last class, and shout out to the Detroit Fire Department. They are going to be in the building helping seniors learn about fire safety and scams and stuff. And it's important for us to help and educate our seniors, not just kids, but seniors get scammed. So shout out to the Detroit Fire Department. They're going to be here at our church and teaching seniors how to stay safe and how to watch out for scams and how to protect themselves. So it's a community. Everybody is helping out. So I just have to throw that little nugget in there that the Detroit Fire Department, I sent the email, I'm doing my PR. When you a one-man band, you got to do the writing, the producing, and the PR. And I'm like, okay, this is a great idea. Let me send it out there. And the Detroit Fire Department, the communications PR team, excuse me, they were down for the cause, and we're going to have a fire person come out. And
what's the website?
seniortechclass.com.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that up there, seniortechclass.com.
Yeah.
That people know how to reach you. If it's the podcast is live, but it's going to be a podcast later. So later on, they can also go to seniortechclass.com. Obviously, you want to have a website. That's the main thing you want to make sure that you check out as well. And then also too, our Ready, Set, Go Speak is a community of people who are speakers who are ready and set and getting ready to go and speaking on superstar stages. So make sure that you check that out as well. Ready, Set, Go Speak as well. But seniortechclass.com. Great work. Great work. Thank you so much, Clayton, for joining us today on Get Out There, Get Known. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. So please, if you know of a senior that needs some assistance, please have them go to Senior Tech Class as well. So look forward to more and more good things that are going to be coming from you in terms of what you're going to be doing in the community. And it's such a good thing. So I'm just really glad that we got connected today.
And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Keep up the good work. Thank you for giving people an opportunity. I'm Clayton Cortez. Y'all can always Google me or go to ClaytonCortez.com or Clayton Cortez Studio. I'm just a young guy, just got big visions and big dreams and just working hard. So
thank you for joining us. All right, God bless.
Pleasure. Take care. Bye.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. PamPerryPR.com. You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch